The City of Vancouver is reinventing how fire and EMS services can be delivered within limited means. Council recently approved a pilot project beginning in the spring that takes a new approach to responding to EMS calls.
The workhorse for the fire department is the fire engine. 10 fire engines and 2 ladder trucks spread throughout the city in 10 firehouses provide fire protection and EMS services. We think there's an emerging role for smaller, faster, more efficient sport utility vehicles as part of our EMS mission. Under our current system, calls are screened by a 911 dispatcher. Dispatchers use a nationally recognized process called medical priority dispatch to prioritize medical calls from priority 1, cardiac arrests, to priorities 5, 6, and 7, minor medical problems. It is our goal to stabilize and enhance our response to the most serious emergencies by adjusting our response to less serious events. Priority 1 and 2 calls would continue to be handled by the closest fire unit and the closest ambulance. These time-sensitive events demand a rapid, decisive response. This is a very effective way to get a lot of equipment and manpower to a specific location quickly. We believe that by adjusting our response to less serious medical problems, we can improve our reliability and therefore our speed to more critical medical issues. We propose using a paramedic-staffed SUV to handle the less serious medical calls. Once the 911 dispatcher determines that a call is not life-threatening, they would notify one of the SUVs to respond. A slightly longer response time to these less serious calls has been approved by our physician advisor as being clinically sound. Once on the scene, the paramedic would evaluate and treat the patient if necessary. An ambulance would be notified if necessary to provide transport to the hospital. The ambulance would not need to respond hot to these calls, keeping it available, along with fire engines, for more critical emergencies. Since most of our calls occur during the day, we would be able to staff the SUVs during these peak hours, providing the most efficiency, maximizing their effectiveness. When the SUVs go out of service, fire engines would continue to provide paramedic service to those lower priority calls. Priority 5, 6, and 7 non-emergency calls would be handled by an ambulance only, and there would be no fire department response. Advancements in communications help make this change possible. Paramedics have the ability to read any notes being entered by the 911 dispatcher and to make changes in the response if they feel the situation is more serious than it originally appeared. Paramedics could even use a cell phone to contact the patient at the scene to see if the situation had changed. By making these changes, we feel that we're able to provide the correct resource to the correct call in the correct time.
This change will be monitored closely by Vancouver Fire and the department's medical program director. For more information, visit the Vancouver Fire Department's website at vanfire.org.